Chapter 29. That day Mr. Lace continued rehearsing. Young Hal Oaktree. Alvis was still having trouble with his lines. "You scary thing of," Alvis said, then his voice trailed away. "The dark," prompted Mr. Lace from behind the piano. "The dark," Alvis exclaimed, holding his plastic sword a little higher and staring at the cardboard dragon. "You will scare us no more. I am not, not... Alvis forgot his lines again. "Afraid," prompted Mr. Lace. "Afraid," Alvis exclaimed. "I am not afraid. I have tamed you," prompted Mr. Lace, putting another pencil in his mouth. "Tamed you, and I am your master." "Master," said Alvis. He's not very good, is he? But he was obviously fed up with the rehearsal because he had put down his sword and shield and started bouncing his football. Da-boing, da-boing. Mr. Lace said, "Really, Alvis, you must learn your lines." "Oh, I will," said Alvis casually. "I'm serious," said Mr. Lace, putting another pencil in his mouth. "When I've learned my lines," Alvis said, "I'll be the best actor in the world." Then he glared at Ruskin, waiting for him to contradict this. But Ruskin had his mind on other things, so he just stared at Alvis in silence. We're going to read another one. Chapter 30. After school, Ruskin rushed out of the classroom to avoid Alvis, who still wanted to get him, and ran across the playground to avoid Corky. But Corky was at the main gate, already sweeping the playground, and it was impossible for Ruskin to get out without passing him. "Hello, my dear boy. Going to help me clean the playground?" Ruskin stood still and stared at his feet. No, Ruskin said softly. "Oh," Corky said. "Why not?" "No reason." "Have I done something to upset you?" No, not you." "Then who has? Has Alvis been picking on you again?" "It's not Alvis," said Ruskin. "Look at me, my dear boy," Corky said. Ruskin looked at Corky. "Tell me what's wrong," Corky said. "We can't be friends any more," Ruskin told him. "Why?" I can't tell you," Ruskin said. "Please don't make me." Ruskin ran out of the playground and down Lizzie Street as fast as he could. "Ruskin!" Corky called after him. "Ruskin, come back!" But Ruskin didn't go back. He just kept on running, past Mr. and Mrs. Cave's pub, past Mrs. Walnut's shop, past Mr. Flick's cinema, past Mr. Lace's house, and with its window full of boxes of marigolds, and past Dr. Flower's house, where the doctor could be heard sneezing, "Tissue, tissue, tissue." And there he is. He's running away. Chapter 31. Ruskin sat on the curb outside his house and buried his face in his hands. He could hear the drain go ka-clunk and the pub sign go eek. "So now I've got no friends left at all," he thought. "Once I had Sparky and now Sparky is gone. Once I had Corky and now Corky is gone. Perhaps that's the way it will always be. Perhaps we're not meant to have friends forever, just for little whiles. But what will I do without Corky?" Ruskin continued thinking. "No more talking to him about all the plays I've read. No more listening to his stories and watching him lick the chocolate from his biscuits. No more helping him sweep the school playground and going to the cinema." Ruskin was in the midst of his thoughts when he heard something right in front of him. Da-boing!